All right, let's get started. Welcome to today's AMA session. And today's AMA is brought to you by XT Exchange. And today we're going to talk about the rebranding and a bunch of new product offerings. I'm William, of course, as usual, your AMA host, and for tonight's discussion. Today we do have one of our esteemed guests, Gabe, and from our XT department, who will be
Hello.
answering. Wonderful. I hear you loud and clear. All right, great. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for making time today. I know your schedule's a little bit busy, but yeah, I do have a whole bunch of questions, and I'm pretty sure that the audience is still not fully aware exactly how our rebranding has taken place and exactly what specific new services and offerings have made XT a lot more of a unique option for those who are interested not in cryptocurrency trading, but also just cryptocurrency and people who want to get into investing it for the long term. So yeah, definitely let's dive in. But before we do, perhaps Gabe, could you kindly introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Gabriel. I work at XT as the CMO of XT. I run the global marketing operations in branding and also across social media and other aspects of marketing for XT.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So I have a bunch of questions myself. Perhaps this way we'd be able to help the audience better understand exactly what are all these new product offerings available that they're pretty recent. I myself am trying to still catch up and try to get a better understanding of the mining options that we have now. But that said, we'll definitely be able to open up the floor so that people can ask their own questions later in the AMA. So let's get jump into it. So my very first question is about the exchange itself and how we're trying to stay as an innovative platform. Like, how does XT right now that we've rebranded from XT.com to XT, how do we stay as an innovative platform and how do we provide these events to really empower and valuable coins and projects that we list on our exchange?
Well, I think that we do it in a couple of ways, but let's take a step back and look at the way in which we've rebranded. The slogan we've changed to is Gateway to Digital Assets, Highway to Wealth. And that speaks a lot about what we're trying to do in terms of offering to our community and also to projects that are looking to list on XT itself. One of the areas that we focus on is Launchpad. Averages at 100% increase in token price across an average of 10 days. And it's for those who are selected to participate. It's a very exclusive club that we've looked at growing, but it shows that we are supporting the community in terms of growing their wealth and at the same time supporting the projects in making them as valuable as possible to continue running.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have to take a look at all the token listings we have on a weekly basis, and for the majority, if not more than 70% of the token listings that we have, they all have incredible gains. Some of them are just exponential, and it's just amazing to see that a lot of traders are still not aware of these amazing opportunities that we actually have, considering the fact that XT is like one of the first to actually list these new tokens available. All right, wonderful. Absolutely. Let's talk about the next service that we now provide. And for those who may not be aware, I wanted to talk about XT Earn. Could you kindly elaborate on what XT Earn offers, especially for the XT community, and then like how it helps users increase their portfolio?
Yep. So XTON is a range of financial products that help you grow your investments at XT. This is in the form of our traditional savings, high yield savings products, which is the highest in industry, competitively highest. We also have in terms of staking and mining, and also our VIP wealth management program as well. Uh, One of the key products that have just launched is the Bitcoin mining, which we're seeing a growth APR of 108%, up to 118%, depending on the duration of the mining. This is unheard of in a lot of areas, and it's something that I would say is innovative and unique and a pioneering way to help the community to grow their investments.
Yeah, I think you made a really good point. This actually just popped my head, but for those who might not be aware, these earning like options on centralized exchanges actually do provide like some pretty good services because think of it this way: when you start using DeFi and you try to stake your tokens on chain, sometimes you don't realize that like they actually have some new token swap they available and the staking functions stopped, or sometimes they stopped um, what's the word I'm looking for? They stopped like supporting very specific chains, so you actually had to use like atomic swaps to swap your assets from one chain to another, just so you can actually stake it or move it to another exchange, so you can actually sell it. It's just frustrating, and if you're not really experienced with decentralized finance and those options available, and especially if you're not familiar with like handling cross chains assets, just staking on chain can be a little bit challenging if you're just dealing with just an underlying token from a protocol itself. So having these XT earn services, it really provides a really good opportunity, especially if you're looking for those high yield savings.
Yeah, I agree as well. I personally have invested in the Bitcoin mining one, the 45-day mining duration, and what I'm seeing is quite good returns, even during when Bitcoin fluctuates so much. At the end of the day, you're making quite a lot of returns for yourself. And in terms of mining, you're not buying the machine, you're doing cloud mining. So it is quite a good way to go ahead and earn a bit more than usual from other exchanges. Because XT is trying to get as much as possible for the community itself.
I think that really opens up a lot of opportunities, considering now that we are done with 2024 halving and the mine difficulty has literally skyrocketed. And but more importantly, in order to participate in the Bitcoin mining industry, like the amount of assets, of course, mining machines you actually need to really compete as a solo miner is unheard of, right? Unless you want to
Yeah,
do the whole like lottery and get lucky. Maybe if you solo mine with your machine, you might maybe a few years if you are, if you like the whole lottery aspect of it. But it's just
yeah,
there's so much electricity that you need to pay for that. Like I just don't see that as like
exactly.
a viable option.
And then you got to buy the space as well. The machines aren't small, and you got to buy multiple of them just to mine one Bitcoin. It's too much. It's a waste of time and space. And cloud mining is a way to go. Do something with an investment, even if it's just like $500 or even $100. It's still you still make something out of it, and it's worth it in the end. And like you said, with Bitcoin halving, the focus is on Bitcoin itself. So it is something that will skyrocket based on forecast. We are predicting it to go to 100,000 as a token price. So mining it now is a great way to get that token in right away.
Yeah, I think you made some really good points. My biggest concern with Bitcoin mining, like especially at this stage of Bitcoin, is the sound that the ASICs machines generate. I'm situated in Tokyo, and I wouldn't mind having a few of these ASIC mining machines running on my veranda, but I have no doubt that my next door neighbor is going to start like knock on my door in the next few days and start complaining about the amount of sound that it generates. For those who live in a place where really cheap electricity is available, and your next door neighbors is literally like 100 meters away, that might not be an issue with you. But like if you live in a city like me, the sound pollution is a big issue. So, like cloud mining really is the way to go at this point, considering the fact that you can actually invest in the mining operations, but still have that mining service take place somewhere else where sound pollution and electricity is a lot cheaper. Excuse me, and
Yeah.
when sound pollution is not a concern. Wonderful, absolutely. Let's move on. And my next concern is, of course, for every single exchange out there, people are always going to be thinking about security and of course their protection, their user assets, considering the fact that like everyone has already heard or if not experienced the downfall of FTX as well as the Celsius. I had my friend had one of my Canadian friends had his funds on Celsius, and
Oh,
he
that's not
lost
good.
all his yeah, he lost all his Ethereum, and he finally got like an email from like Coinbase saying something about like how he's gonna get like refunded. But this is like almost a year and a half later. So to have your funds being unavailable for you, you're literally illiquid, and you're not even sure where all your Ethereum is gonna, has it really disappeared, or is he gonna really get reimbursed? Like I think security and of course these financial protections, having these financial protections in place is something that users really are concerned about, especially if they got into crypto early in 2022. How does XT Exchange really ensure the security and the protection for users' assets, especially in this regard?
So we at XT do look at user experience as something that is critical in terms of our core beliefs and values. And with security, this is something that we adhere to a strict compliance standard. Whether it's hot or cold wallets, whether it's 2FA, third-party audits on our safeguards, we have had zero incidents, zero security incidences since we've launched in 2018. We've had stable operation, nothing's gone wrong with us. We are safe and protected, and we continually focus on that security side to make sure that we are not hacked, or we don't have any incidents that come in to play like other exchanges may have had in the past. We learn from what they've experienced, and we try and apply those lessons on our side. But we also rely on third-party audits like Hacken to help us in terms of understanding what's wrong and then fixing it, and do bug bounties as well on our platforms to make sure that your assets are safe with XT.
This kind of brings me up a very interesting conversation I had with one of our senior back-end developers, and I had this conversation with him like a few months ago, and he was telling me how like our two-factor authentication is like already on par with like as it's as high as secure as possible, and that because I remember like trying to like log into my XT account, and I had to like fill in like three aspects of for security purposes, and I didn't really have to do that for like my other accounts at other exchanges. And I was having this conversation with our developer, and he's like, "Yeah, Will, like we go a little bit beyond secure because we're not like a top 10 exchange, at least not yet, but that's something that we really want to take serious about." So I was really glad to hear about that. Wonderful. I do want to ask a little bit more about the XT Launchpad, because like as of now we are getting into the bull market, and there's a whole bunch of new projects that wants to be funded, and of course we do have that venture arm on the XT side. Yeah, what kind of benefits does our XT Launchpad really offer to the community or XT traders as a whole? That we do have a whole bunch of new tokens and projects that are always being vetted for the XT Launchpad. Is there any particular benefits that the audience can actually benefit from?
Well, the tokens that we select for Launchpad are something we see value in terms of the project. We see value in terms of them growing in the future. They have stability, their long-term thought process is there. So these are what we propose, we show to the XT community. Within that, we use such projects or initiatives such as Project Booster, airdrops, flash sales, to provide more value for our community. And I keep bringing up value is because we do average out 100% growth in terms of token price within an average 10 days for those tokens who are listed in Launchpad or use Launchpad services to promote. So for us, Launchpad is something that I believe the community would really enjoy getting behind in, because we have found some really key projects on there that could be helpful, that have been growing over 100% in 10 days. And I believe that in the future, we're going to get more projects in there for them to profit off or grow with. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still can't. It's so hard for me to justify like all these amazing gains that we have, especially with these tokens. They just come off the XT Launchpad, because I'm just looking at the 1 day charts. I'm thinking, okay, well, if I'm a trader, how am I going to get my buy orders in, considering the fact that how much they've already gained because they're on the XT Launchpad. So definitely, if you're a trader or just an investor.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
You definitely want to check out the XT Launchpad itself. I think that provides amazing access to for those who really want to get in early, especially if you're not a trader and you just want to put your funds there to really add to get it to work for you. I think that goes a long way. Wonderful, absolutely. So now we do have of course, there's a lot of other exchanges out there to really cater to both the retail investors as well as the large customers on that end. Do we have any specific advantages at XT to really provide both groups? I mean, like, of course, for the retail investors, I do understand that we do have fresh new tokens for multiple new projects on every week, and that's always listed all the time. How about for the larger customers, those who might want to join XT as a VIP, or maybe just for those who are new to XT and they're thinking about, starting dabbing their toes into the crypto world? Do you have any specific information that we can, or advantages that you can actually highlight now that we've rebranded as XT?
Yeah, I think that with the rebranding, what we've seen is that we're now catering to a lot more traders. Like you said, we're catering to the beginners, the mom and pops, the investors or financial investors, and the VIPs or the as well as the institutional investors there. So XT itself is offering all this across its platform, whether it's the basic trading platform that we have already with spot and derivatives, whether it's in terms of the OTC offering that we have for institutional and high volume traders, or the VIP side where we offer wealth management and other aspects of lower fees for them to trade. Everything there we do offer for everybody, and we try to cater as much as possible to every type of trader there, so that they get the experience that works for them, and they get the experience that they can make the like our slogan is a gateway to digital assets and highway to wealth, and we want them to jump on that highway as quickly as possible to make that profit. We look at beginner investors. This is a key product that we have, which is demo trading. Something that we do to climatize you to learn to trade in crypto. Trading crypto is different from trading in fiat in terms of Forex or stock market. It's a bit more volatile for people on, as you know. So with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, XRP examples or demo trading, we allow you to trade and learn the nuances of the volatility that may exist there. And when you're ready, you can jump off that and try it. Take the real-time trading with XT. Yeah, and then we've also launched on our site.
A little bit choppy there. Could you repeat one more time, please? Sorry.
Yeah, we've also looked at grid trading and copy trading to also enhance the beginners in terms of their trading experience. So you may not have enough time to learn about all the charts, all the graphs that you need to learn to find the what is the resistance, what is this and what's that. That's where copy trading comes in, and XT's version helps you find the profit you need from a trader that has a risk level that you're comfortable with. Grid trading itself is those who want to automate their trades, which makes it much easier for those who are experienced traders but don't have the time to go and run around and look at the charts and set their own and then go and trade. They can use an automated tool that we had in the platform and allow them to make the profit, take the profit when they wish to take it, automate it for them. So yeah, XT itself is something that I would say now caters to a broad range of customers and traders than ever before.
Yeah, I really like how we've added grid trading, because for me that's really big feature that I actually love using. I'm at that point where I don't want to look at the charts on a daily basis. I want to set my buy orders and I want to set my intervals, and that's it. I just want to leave it there. And if it doesn't matter how far the market dips, as long as it dips, I'm happy, and I'll automatically buy for this to the settings that I've set that. So for those who are not familiar with it, definitely look into grid trading. I think that's really useful tool for anyone can actually use it. I actually have one of my professional trading friends. He said his buy interval was every $5 down on Solana, all the way down to like $80. It's just hilarious. So even like professional people use it too. So definitely, if you're not familiar with that feature, definitely look into it. You'll be surprised that even like professional traders, they actually still utilize that aspect. Not everyone's those kind of like shorting on the fifth wave of professional.
Yeah.
Wonderful, absolutely. Okay, great. How about key features now that we've rebranded XT? Are there any specific key features that really highlights XT as a really unique exchange compared to other exchanges? And the reason why I'm asking is because, as you may, for those in the audience might be aware, there's so many new cryptocurrency exchanges popping left and right. Literally, this week we had a whole bunch this week. We had a whole bunch from like just like traditional, excuse me, not traditional banks, but challenger banks. They've all started their own cryptocurrency arm. Now that I do see a whole new players actually in this new industry. Is there any particular key features that really set XT as the prime, unique exchange out there in the market?
I think that in terms of XT, what sets us apart for the projects out there is that our swift listing process. When I say that, I mean that we evaluate projects quite quickly. Our team are very have the experience to quickly evaluate what would be best for the exchange and the community. So when we do have a swift listing project listing process, it means that we also have a high number of coins that are traded on our platform. We have over 800. Which is quite substantial in terms of trading on spot and derivatives. And we have over 1,000 trading pairs in terms of all these trading platforms, which makes it one of our uniqueness that we can say that we are unparalleled across other exchanges there. We have robust security measures. We empower our users as a premier destination for trading, and we have not had any incidences for security, and again, we do prioritize customer experience above all else. So XT itself is in a unique position to showcase itself as something that an exchange that is high quality, has a lot of trading pairs and coins that you can purchase and trade on, and you can find high quality projects to partner with on our exchange.
Wonderful. Thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, I think those are definitely impressive features. I think we really need to really step on the gas on that respect. I'm actually looking forward to like the Bitcoin cloud mining a service with that, because I think that really puts us in a really unique position. Like I am aware that Binance does that, but I'm pretty sure that like no other exchange does it. And Binance right now, that's not available to like a lot of different people around the world. I'm not like, I believe they did start open like Binance Japan, but then they have like so many limitations, and there's only 2 specific trading pairs for the Japanese yen. I'm just like, yeah, forget that, right? So I'm not even allowed to use the main arm that actually has the Binance cloud mining features there. So that's why I really enjoy, even though I do have a biased opinion here because I do work for XT. I do think that having this new cloud mining option is definitely going to be very attractive to both retail investors and as well as the big VIP users alike. Wonderful, absolutely.
You do bring up a good point about the Binance version of the Bitcoin mining. Theirs is not as high of an APR, and their starting period is not now. This is something that we have as a unique selling position, a USP, where you can start mining immediately, and then the duration is 45, 180, or 360 days. You don't have to wait till July or October for the mining to begin. You start right now, and you earn right now, and that's a really cool feature that is something that's in the T&Cs that a lot of mining or cloud mining don't tell you. and you sit there waiting around, trying to figure out why you don't have the profit, what's going on. But with XT, right away you get that earnings. When I did it, it was within 2 days because I did it around 11 p.m. So I was kind of stupid waiting for another day. But usually it's within 24 hours and you get your first you get paycheck, so to speak. So anyway, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you on that, William.
Yeah, it's all good. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's really going to make a big impact. I can't wait. But I also think that's yes, you made some really critical differences. They don't provide cloud mining. It's more like a shared mining pool, kind of like F2 pools out there that you can just literally use on decentralized manner. However, I do believe that they're trying to target those who are already have a Binance account. It just makes like moving funds and transactions a little bit easier. But you're right, the APY is a lot lower because you're not investing in your own machine and you're not doing it on cloud mining that way. You actually have to run your own ASIC machines and then basically join their pool, their shared mining pool. So it's a lot very different. And for people like me who don't have space or you don't have the space to provide that the sound to address the sound issue, I don't think I'll be mining Bitcoin anytime soon. Not even a shared pool. Well, wonderful, absolutely. How about if you? How about the XG exchange presence in various countries and regions? So as of right now, like of course now we have so many new exchanges popping left and right, and especially with the new challenger banks providing new cryptocurrency services to really address like the bigger, not just the retail investors and traders, but also like the more the VIP users, for the corporations. How does our XC exchange really serves users around the world and now that we have more and more competitors in the realm?
Right. I think that when we at XC started, we took a strategic approach. We didn't want to be everywhere, anywhere like a Binance. We wanted to be where it was a hotbed of crypto influence, such as in Singapore or Nigeria or Turkey or Korea or Japan. And we got into these countries and we stayed in there because of the fact that we feel like these are the areas that are going to grow crypto adoption. And so this was where we started using that as a base. And then we're now looking at further expanding that from these bases to cover other markets because of the adoption has spilled over to other countries nearby. So thank God we chose the correct ones, so to speak. But we did choose them based on adoption, strategic moves that we made that were quite well done on our end. All that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like more now that we are slowly getting regulatory clarity. However, it's still getting a little bit still murky as ever, especially with regards to stable coins and what tokens are commodity and insecurity. That's a whole new topic. I do see that once we do get a little bit more clarity, like global clarity in that regard, we're going to start seeing a lot of different exchanges start settling for a very particular market. So I'm really looking forward to see how that whole market as an industry really starts settling down and really starts seeing different exchanges like cutting out a piece of the pie, very particular markets. This kind of reminds me of the whole like Binance and Nigeria situation right now, where they try to expand to South Africa, but unfortunately they have someone stuck there. Really, hopefully that gets resolved because it's not something I wouldn't want any of my coworkers getting stuck in Nigeria without that deal. But
I'm sure it's a great
absolutely.
country. I'm pretty sure it's a good country. But yeah, I hear what you say.
Yeah, no doubt, absolutely. Just no, I don't think anyone would want to be held into contempt because of their work,
No,
Especially, I
yeah.
don't even think the person's even like executives. Why are they holding, anyways? So but yeah, absolutely. How about now that we've have XT rebranded? How has that impacted the exchange's goals and aspirations? Has anything changed, especially for the next few years? Can you share us with any in terms of the exchange's goals and aspirations now that we have rebranded?
Well, I shouldn't because it's very confidential, but I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of it. When we changed our slogan to Gateway of Digital Assets, Highway to Wealth, our focus pivoted away from just generic branding. We don't want you to know XT as just another exchange. We want you to know XT as where you can find high quality projects to invest in, where projects can be evaluated swiftly and processed to launch on our platform in our exchange, and at the same time provide services that help grow the wealth of our community. This is quite substantially different from a lot of exchanges where you have branding with a KOL like a Messi, or you are a big player in the world, and so you rely on your brand name. But with XT, we focus on the listing, the Swift listing. So we focus on the projects. We now focus on the community growth and the wealth of the community to grow as well. And we're trying to drive a positive change in the global economy through blockchain technology. We remain committed to innovation, collaboration, and we are always focused on user experience, and at the same time push what's possible in the digital asset space. Hopefully that gives you some hint of what we're moving, progressing forward to. But that's just a small, like 1% what we're doing so far. There's a lot more that's coming, but obviously I can't say much. It's too confidential, but we are focused on our slogan, and I believe we're living up to that mantra as well.
Yeah, I think you made some really interesting point. I really do have to stress the whole like Swift token listing part, because I do remember like what was it, like early last year we kind of got a little bit of interesting heat within the Web3 community, because what happened, long story short, our exchange bought a whole bunch of the tokens publicly on in a decentralized manner, and we listed the token early compared to all the other exchanges out there, and the project was a little angry. Yeah, we did like 24, 48 hours ahead of time, whereas all the other exchanges were gonna like list on this specific day. We're like, yeah, no, we're gonna give our users the opportunity as quick as possible. So in a very interesting way, sometimes we're a little too fast, but what we do is for our traders, what can we do? But whoever did get in that specific token, I'm sure if you dig in the history, you probably know exactly which one I'm talking about. But whoever got in that early, you were able to front run every other user who was buying the token on other exchanges. So it was interesting. Yeah, we had some really interesting heat last year, but for better for worse, we're sometimes a little too fast. But we did it in a very how should I put it? Like we did it in a it was in a manner where like it was we weren't legally bound to like listed on a very specific date. We just bought the tokens off like a decentralized manner, but we still got a little heat for that. So, but since then, I just told I told whoever's in charge, just you might want to slow down in that regard. All right, wonderful. Yeah, so that being said, let's open up the floor to the audience, see if there's anyone who has any questions we want to ask you. So this way, everyone will actually have their opportunity to really get to know XD a little bit better, and in particular, if they were more interested in a very specific service that we now provide. Let me just see if there's any hands up, and this way I'll pass the mic over. Yeah, so if anyone who has any questions for Gabe, definitely feel free to request for Mike. I'll definitely be able to pass the mic. All right, yeah, looks good. Thank you very much, Gabe, for making time today. I really appreciate your insight and expertise. Yeah, it's definitely been a pleasure to host this, and we have a whole bunch of other AMAs coming up the next few days. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you haven't followed us, definitely be sure to do so. And yeah, I'll see you. Have a great evening.